Hi everybody, and welcome back to the Ken's Log channel. Today I'm going to show you how to clean a Sony PS3 controller. And if you've never cleaned this controller before, it's actually a little bit easier than a PS2 controller for disassembly and reassembly. So don't be scared to clean this. In this instance, I picked this up at Goodwill, and it's obviously had something spilled on it because everything is sticky. Sticks, the buttons, and the D-pad, the start and select button, and the PS3 home button is all sticky. So I haven't plugged it in, but I'm assuming that the person who spilled anything on this actually did try to plug it in, so I'm not going to be 100% that this is going to work. But we're going to go inside and we're going to clean everything that needs to be cleaned, including circuit boards. So you got to have your PS3 controller. Have some alcohol. That's to clean the boards with, and then you also want to dry that as soon as possible too when using it on boards. Q-tips to kind of get into the hard to reach places like the boards, and then stuff around this area here that all needs to be done with a Q-tip. Obviously a small Phillips screwdriver, and then some cleaning towels. These can be Clorox pads, or they can be just wet naps, or they can be diaper wipes, something that has a cleaner on it. That way you can get all the soda pop or ice cream or whatever you spilled off your controller. So to get started, first thing you need to do is flip your controller over, and you have 5 screws to take off the back there. So go ahead and take off those 5 screws and come right back. So you got your 5 screws out. What you're going to have to do next is there's a clip located right here. So you have to kind of lift up on this edge over here and then push in right there, and it'll click out. So you can get over that clip there. Okay. Then go ahead and remove the back. Really gingerly there. The battery will fall down. And then you got to get around the R2 and L2 buttons. So just be careful and get around those. Okay. Then your back is off. And as you can see, this is fairly dirty, so it's going to take some time to clean that up. But then your next steps are to come in here, and you're going to have to unhook the battery from here. Okay. It's just a pull out. If you can't get it with your fingers, use a small pair of needle nose pliers, and just remember to be gentle when you pull it out. Don't pull by the wires. There, it finally came. Okay, yeah, even the battery's got a little bit of junk on it. And then I think on some models there are screws that are holding the pulse sensor, whatever motors you want to call these, whatever kind of motors you want to call them. The the ones that give you rumble. But it looks like on this one there's not. So you have one screw here that you're going to have to pull out. So go ahead and take that off. Okay. Alright, and that should release everything on the board here. So go ahead and pull the motors out if you've had to unscrew them. On this model, that's right, that plastic case, and just oops. Try not to knock off your R2 or L2 buttons. They're kind of difficult to get back on. But you should be able to just lay them back like that. You just grab this black bottom piece here. Push it up, kinda, sorta. And it just kind of unlocks from the rest of the deal there. Okay, and then at that point So you pull that side up, pull that side up. Alright. So I'm getting all that in there. I'll have to bring it back over here. But, you know, just now that you got everything disassembled, just go ahead and start cleaning it. Take off your L1s and everything. And I'll just start cleaning all the buttons. Alright, I believe that the culprit in this case of dirtiness is soda pop. Found soda pop in the bottom of the controller, and then in the circles of the PS3 buttons, it also had soda pop. So I'm going to clean the entire circuit board with alcohol and then quickly dry it. So that, I mean, that's up to you if you want to do that. I've done it on several different things. I don't really see anything kind of out of the ordinary except for this part right here. I may not clean that with alcohol, but everything else looks fairly acceptable as far as being able to clean with alcohol. So remove any dust, obviously. Maybe give it a spray first. And get the back side too. I think you should clean both sides of the board, as much contact as possible. But I can't reiterate enough to dry it as soon as you can. So clean, dry, or clean like half of it, then dry it, or clean all of the one side, then dry that side, then do the other side and dry that side. But just dry it very quickly. You don't want it kind of seeping in. Okay, reassembly. Put your sticks back on. Alright, sticks are back on. If you removed any of the L2 or the R2, you want to replace those now. And I accidentally did remove one of them, so you want to look and see how that's, the little spring is on the front side of this black piece here. Hopefully you can see where I'm pointing to, and then it clips onto these on the back side, so just make sure that little clips down there. And make sure that clip is on the black. You should be able to just snap it on. And the holding bracket's back there. Now it's back on. So it's got these little, like, curves. It snaps onto the back of that back rod. Hopefully that explains enough of it. And then go ahead and put all your stuff back into this. Obviously the pause and select button here, and then put the D-pad in, put this bracket back in. It kind of went in here like this. I don't know if you can see how I put that bracket in, but it's a 3-prong bracket, and it doesn't have the prong down here. I don't know if that's broken or if it's like that. I don't even remember it from the last time I cleaned one. And then obviously this goes in like that. Then you put your buttons back in, green on top. These only go in one way, so you can't really screw it up. But if you're wondering how the colors go, that's how they go. Then you put your pad back on top. And then make sure and put your home button back in. Oh, you got to put that in before you put the start select back in. This goes only in one way, so you can't mess that up. Then replace your start select button. Now what you kind of want to do is just make sure these L1 and R2 are, these little black tabs are over the circuit board, and then just kind of aim the sticks down. You're just going to have to play with it a little bit to get it back into position. Okay, now you got your battery in, remember to put that screw in, although I didn't tell you. You want to put this on over the 2s first, then kind of just gently down. Make sure the clip goes over the battery and down. Okay. Clip that bottom end first. Everything should slide back together. I'm having a problem on this right end here. There it goes. Alright, replace your 5 screws. Okay, and now once you got your 5 screws in, if you're fairly confident you got it dry, which I am, or you think it's been long enough, which I'm sure. Am I not screwing anything here? then go ahead and make sure all the buttons work before you even try to power it on. Okay. That one ain't going tight. But make sure all your buttons are springy. That means you kind of hooked everything up right. Wow, those are really tight too. And if you're sure it's dry, then go ahead and test it out. I'm going to go plug mine in right now.